Hello everybody and welcome back to Farming Simulator 25. It is now January. This is the month when we hopefully fully repay the loan, which is, I think, quite an achievement in such a short period of time, because we did have a loan of £190,000 and hopefully by the end of this episode we'll have a loan of 0. It will be a great feeling. And yeah, I know there were a few people saying, oh, you're never going to repay that loan. Well, today I can prove you wrong. Because yeah, I know, in the past I have just said, oh, we might as well just keep the loan. It's not really that expensive to keep it. But it does add up. The interest does add up. And even if it was just £500 a month, you're immediately at £6,000 a year. So yeah, we don't want to be keeping that going. Right, there's a deer, look. There's a deer looking at my oil. I did see on Mod Hub there is the leasing mod for production chains, or the rental mod, so you can actually just rent an existing production in the town or wherever it is. I wish so much there was a cement factory, because we could then just rent that and then produce all of our cement. It would still be several £1,000s to do it, but it would still be so much cheaper than paying $370,000 to buy it. Okay, so I did mention in the previous episode that I was going to have to use super strength for these. The only reason why is because there is a ridiculous amount. Oh, hello, snow. Yes, there is a crazy amount, and there's actually so many that I can't even do it in a time lapse. So we're going to have to go without a time lapse. We're just going to have to jump cut. Yeah, this is actually the way I looked back at my FS22 series, which I know was highly successful, and everybody, or most people, were very happy with the way I did things. But even on that series, I did use super strength to load up the lettuce pallets and other production pallets. And I'm only going to do this with super strength on the productions where we have a silly amount of stuff. If it's just the mushrooms or the wood, we'll keep using the telehandler, because I don't want to move away from using the correct machinery altogether just today, because there is so much stuff. So I'm now going to jump cut and we're going to see how much stuff we actually do have here. It's going to be quite interesting. And then we do have the other polytunnel just behind that building there, and who knows, maybe there's a few more to pick up from that. Done. Okay, next stop, the other polytunnel. Now the other one won't be anything like this. This is actually the greenhouse anyway, but this one was producing some fairly significant numbers of pallets. It is a big one. I think it might be the biggest greenhouse you can actually buy on this game. So yeah, the Merlot is just tackling with the snow. It is actually quite tricky to drive in the snow, especially when you turn this great big lump around. But let's hope we can load up a bit more. And I'm also going to put my wooden products on here as well, because as we're going to go all the way to the town to sell some of these, we're going to have to make the most of it. So we'll continue on to the temple. We'll deliver whatever we have. It might be long planks, might be beams, might be both. I'm not too sure yet. But let's just see what this greenhouse here, this polytunnel here, has produced. Hooray! It was almost worth buying. Well, at least one is better than nothing. There we go. Yeah, I think it's quite slow because I have split it between everything. I know Stefan, who's one of my #1 fans, is keen on me just doing a lettuce. Cycles per month are 1,008, so that is quite significant. Same with tomatoes, actually, they're pretty high. But I don't know, shall we just keep this going with everything and then just in a year's time sell everything? Maybe I will, I don't know, I can't really decide. I can see the logic in just going for the one, which is a higher cycles per month rate, but then we do have 12 months until the next selling session, because that's when these prices peak for these products. Ooh, we are leaving quite a rut in this field. Crikey. That is a nice feature though. I'm going to load up everything else. We should have some mushrooms and we should have some wood. And then I'll see you at the first sell point, which I suspect will be the market. Oh yeah, mustn't forget the oil as well. Yeah, I don't really make a habit of bringing the tractor to here. Hey, he's wearing Dennis's outfit. You must be a fan. Yeah, mainly because it just seems weird to bring such a massive traction trailer to the market, but here we are anyway. I'm going to have to unstrap everything. Okay, I thought that not much would sell, but actually everything went except for the wood. And yes, that has brought us to £100,000, which is the amount we needed to repay the loan. We can get a bit more from the wood, maybe 15, maybe 14, £15,000 potentially. We'll go and find out, but we do need to refill that sawmill with more wood. There is a dead wood contract, I've noticed. We do have some more trees of our own as well, but I don't really want to touch them. I've cleared the majority of the forest that we own, and well, you start to make it look a bit ugly if you just take all the trees down. So I think probably taking deadwood down is going to be the best way. Hopefully the temple is still buying. I think they are. They just seem to take a lot of the long planks and beams. Yep, so they took that. Oh, 7,000 for that's very good, and 10 for that. That is the peak. So we're up at £118,000. So let's get into the finances menu. You can see here we do have a loan of 100,000. Let's repay that. Yep, we only have £18,000 left, but we have no loan, which means we have no interest to pay next time we sleep. Well, maybe there will be, because we sort of went into January with a loan, but certainly when we get into March, there will not be any fee to pay. So really, all the money we get now is ours. We don't have to think about repaying it. I know it seems really bad to get £100,000 and immediately have to pay it out, but that was to help us in many different situations. So it's worth it. Definitely was worth it. Back at the farm and looking at the deadwood contract, it is actually one of our neighbours. So we will accept that contract. We're not going to use their machine, of course, but I think I will keep the trailer on the Massey Ferguson, because we might as well. And then we can just get the Merlot and start loading up the trees. Well, cut the trees and start loading them up. Everything else on the farm seems to be going very well. Oh yes, I was going to check and see how much milk the buffaloes have produced. Wow. That is good. 3,500. That doesn't sound very impressive, but that is actually brilliant. That is very good indeed. When does the price for buffalo milk peak? September and now. Yep, so you can see buffalo milk, 11,000. We do have our own dairy. We are actually bottling and making mozzarella. Bottled milk is actually at its best as well. You do get double quantity, so it's actually 16,000. The same amount if you sold it to them just to the dairy as buffalo milk, you'd get 11. But if you bottle it up and sell it at the best time, you get 16 because it's double. So yes, what we're going to do. Mozzarella, of course, is amazing, 24,500. We're not quite yet there yet, though, but we will be. Yeah, we're going to just quickly deviate, because this is worth doing. Now, what I'll do is I'll take the trailer to the forest. I know, I do change my mind a lot, but this is all to make the most money. Plans change. I change my plans regularly to be the most efficient version of Daggerwin that I can be. Right, so that can go there. That's a good place for it. And if we need to move it, we can move it with the Merlot. So let's go and get that tanker. Let's go and pump out the buffalo milk. We'll go and top up our dairy and then take the rest to the dairy in the town. And that is going to be a nice chunk of money coming straight back in again. Also, although there's not a lot to do in the winter, you can't deny it is a beautiful time of the year. We need to tuck right in. Tuck into this corner. 3,504. Yeah, it looks really rubbish. And I suppose if that was cow's milk, it probably wouldn't be that good. But the buffalo milk really is an expensive product. So the first bit will be going into the bottling plant. Ow! Is that solid shrub? Yeah, the bottom part and mozzarella. I can't wait. The day when we can sell the first mozzarella pallet will be amazing. Imagine selling one pallet and getting almost £25,000, or maybe even £25,000. So how much is it going to take? Not very much. That leaves a lot for us to go and sell in the town. Oh, we've got kimchi. I overlooked the kimchi. When is the kimchi at its best? Kimchi, where are you? There you are. Probably a good thing I didn't sell it. It's not at its best. It's not bad, though. In fact, what? It kind of is at its best, isn't it? 2000 and it peaks at 1959? Yeah, it is. Okay, well, that's a good job for the truck. I would say a good job for that thing on the roof, but yeah. It's had its moment. And it spent most of that moment on its side. So I think we'll just keep that sort of job for the truck. For once, I'm actually going down the one-way system, the correct way. I know. I'm amazed too. Right, so the dairy is just here. Prepare yourself for a very significant figure from just 35% of this tanker. Here we go. The money just skyrockets. So yeah, we've got rid of the loan and we're already almost back up at £50,000. This is good going. We're going to be in a very good place very soon. Now that the loan is gone, I don't need to worry anymore. I don't have to think, oh, we need to get this, but I can't really get that because we've got this loan to repay. Nope, the loan won't be there. We can just buy it. So for now, we'll just pop this here. We need to go and get the dead wood. Yep, so dead wood, if you're going to get it to sell, don't bother. It's hardly worth anything. You might get £1,000, £2,000 from 9 trees. Yeah, you probably get about 2,000 from 9 trees. But if you own a sawmill, go for it. It's perfect for sawmills. Also, the contract isn't really worth much money either. You only get just over £1,000 for, well, debatably a lot of work, but actually it's not much at all, because all you have to do to collect the money is chop the trees down, and that will probably only take you about 2 minutes. So it's actually very good money, over £1,000 for about 2 minutes work. But if you are going to go to the effort of loading them all up, it's a big job, and that is what we're going to do. We do need to do that, because yeah, we need the wood for our sawmill. And as it turns out, the wooden products have really funded most things on our farm. It is amazing how much money we will have made from just the trees here. We've done very well. Buying the sawmill was a good idea. Okay, so, oh yes, of course, it's all snow, so it's really hard to distinguish which trees are dead and which trees are dormant. They should be marked, although interestingly, when I was doing the multiplayer with Chainsaw 100, yeah, the deadwood trees were not marked, so that made it really, really difficult. This is dead. Yes, it's marked in single player, but it doesn't seem to be. I've forgotten my chainsaw. It doesn't seem to be in single multiplayer. Yes, I'm getting confused now. Blimey. Where am I? Here I am. Yeah, that is the downside of having a shed. You've got to remember when you need to get something out of it. There we go. I've got my chainsaw. And luckily we can just very easily tab back. So, I'm not going to just go cutting them all down in one go, because I'll lose them. We'll do one at a time. And yeah, we're going to have to get these out. It's very difficult to get the telehandler through here, so we're going to have to cut them up into manageable sized pieces and then carry them out by hand. Probably into thirds. we have the final tree here. I actually thought there was more than this, but there's not that many. Was there 8? I think there was probably 8. If not, there was 9. Although maybe there was 7. I don't know. I think 9 is quite a common number for these. But I don't think it was, because I was on 7... No, it wasn't. I was on 88%. And then I got to 100%. So no, there must have been 9. So as you can see, I have really packed this trailer full. Luckily it is downhill from here. We don't have to go uphill. Because I don't think the Merlot will be able to pull it. It's a very capable machine, but it hasn't been serviced recently, and this trailer is completely overloaded. So there we go. Before they go berserk, because they are jiggling, let's go and put these into our trigger. Now, as I found out, if you collect the contract money, it will delete the wood. So you've got to either process it or sell it in that time. Or this is... I shouldn't have turned here, should I? I should not have turned here. I might be right. But also, you don't actually have to click collect, as I found out. Weirdly, once you've actually completed the contract, there doesn't seem to be any kind of time limit. It will just stay there. So I can collect it in a year's time if I wanted to. Basically, whenever the wood has finished processing. So it probably will be several months before we actually get the contract money. But the money from the wood, well, indirectly, is going to be worth so much more. Yeah, as I said, it's all downhill from here. Let's try not to flip it though. Pretty good. That's a good haul. And of course, all worthwhile because these were dead anyway. Just clearing the woodland up. And we benefit massively. I actually don't know how these logs have stayed on as well as they have. They don't even have all the straps. And they are going a bit crazy. But loads of them are about to disappear. Get ready for this. There we go. That's probably close to full. It might not do it 100% because you've got to have the right amount to totally fill it. A smaller one will fit. If I spin round, we might get another smaller one in there. But I think that sawmill was empty, and that goes to show that doing the deadwood contracts is definitely worth it for sawmills, not worth it for just selling to a sawmill. You've got to make a product out of them. Okay, I expect something to disappear. I guess they're all too big. Oh yeah, something went. 13842. So there we go. We'll leave that to it. So we are really just wanting to progress through the months. Let's go and sell that kimchi. I wonder how long it's going to be until another one is spawned. Another pallet, because we only have 2. And although the money is quite good, yes, the more that we take, the better. Just wondering, I don't think there is anything else to do. We need a cultivator. And there is not a cultivator in the sale. It doesn't need to be particularly large, but we do need one. We did have one. And yes, I do regret getting rid of the cultivator. Many people still say, oh, you shouldn't have got rid of the Agco white tractor. And yeah, I know from a financial point of view, yeah, big mistake. But I didn't really want it. I'm definitely targeting the faster gearbox tractors. And, well, the next one, we've got the Massey Ferguson now, which was a comparable horsepower, but with a faster gearbox. And my next purchase is going to be a tractor which is 300 to 400 horsepower, so we don't need 2 like that anyway. But I get where you're coming from financially, definitely not a wise decision at all, but from a personal opinion of just not wanting that tractor, yeah, I didn't want it, so yeah, I don't regret getting rid of it. Right, okay. Let's go and take this to the market. Unless, of course, the restaurant is a higher price. Maybe it is. Let's have a quick look. Kimchi. There. Come on, Daggerwin. It's simple alphabet. Right. 2,000 at Farmer's Market. No, restaurant is 1979. So off we go. I have been training the horses up too, so they are increasing in value. Really hoping that some kind of horse helper mod is going to come out, so that we don't have to keep doing the work for them. We can just pay somebody to do the work. And I've also seen the mod which allows you to have the automatic water refilling at the greenhouses. Nice idea, but I'm not getting it because you do have to pay for the water. And I know that sounds very tight, but we have a puddle that we can fill up the water from for free, and it doesn't take much time anyway to fill it up. So yeah, we're not gonna get it, but that is a nice mod if you are interested in just buying a greenhouse and not doing any work at all. Mind the shoppers. Yes, I do feel like I visit this market quite frequently. We do have a lot of products, and that's a good thing. It's definitely a good thing. Right, okay, let's go. 4,801 for that. So we're still up at 53. Well, pretty much 54,000. It is unfortunate that there isn't a cultivator in the sale. I would rather get a cultivator in the sale. Tractors I would like to buy new. But things like cultivators, they will be best used. So I think we'll probably ride the horses just to boost their training, clean them, move on to February, and see what's in the sale, really. And I know that that is the chances of actually getting something that I want in the sale are very slim. Like, if the perfect cultivator is there, or disc harrow, it would be a miracle, because that is unlikely, but it's worth a go. Rush hour here. Oh yeah, and I was just going to check. Which one was it? Cultivators, disc harrows. Yes, so that's the cultivator which we had. 4 meters. There might have been a disc harrow. 6.3 meters. We don't have the power for that. It's a flexi thing. Yeah, so if that was in the sale, I would get that. Flexi thing looks good. But of course, we are also saving up for that higher horsepower tractor, and if we get that first, then we could go even bigger. Horses. Let's ride them. So, as I've said before, I will sometimes completely cut out the riding of the horses. It is quite repetitive, but you do need to do it monthly if you want to boost their value. So I'm going to do it. I might just time-lapse one of them. This is Dave. Some people say keep Dave, never sell Dave. It depends how much money we have. If we're doing really well financially at the time when his price peaks, then we can keep him. But if we're desperate for money, he'll have to go. And that's why I shouldn't get attached to them, because I'll only be sad. A collectible. Good. So that's a bit more money for us. Yeah, I knew it was there, but only because I've had quite a few people commenting about it. And I was thinking, when I was reading the comments, trying to locate it in my mind, I was just trying to think, where are these people talking about? And I was thinking, I'm sure I've been there. But then I realised, no, there is that drop. There is a cliff. And I just didn't expect there to be one there, so I never even looked. But thank you, everybody. There was one there. So we only got 11. We've only got 11 left. This is good news. 11 more collectibles. I've been told as well there's one at the school, so I'll have to try and find the one at the school. But that is Dave ridden. Dave, who? You're Dave. That is some fairly high speed brushing. I reckon he likes that. Okay, so that's Dave dealt with. I will now do the others, and I'll see you when I'm done, because I'm sure you don't want to see too many time lapses of me riding the horses. Right, there we go. Horsey McHorseface, you are done as well. Hoofwin has been done and cleaned. And now it's just Horsey McHorseface's turn to be cleaned as well. What a name! Who calls a horse that? Oh, that's a chainsaw. The whole reason why I got the shed was to prevent this from happening. I keep whipping out a chainsaw in front of the horses. Done. Okay, so let's go and put the chainsaw away. The shed is really just for the chainsaw. I don't really need to put the brush away. I just need to put the chainsaw away. And then it will be time to sleep. We should have more wooden products in the morning. We should have more products from everywhere, actually. So, chainsaw. There, that'll do. Close the shed. And I will see you in the morning. Now, it will still only be February, so there's not going to be a great deal of work to do. But we'll be another step closer to the spring. We'll have to cut the grass again. We'll have to make hay or silage. Probably silage. Actually, I should really check upon the water buffalo to make sure they've got enough food. I think they do. They do. But that is a significant amount that they have consumed there. So by the morning that might be empty. As for the cows, goodness me, theirs is empty. Right, okay. This is why we can't just quickly move through the months, because I'll overlook the food. Now the food for the cows, although is important, is not as important as the water buffalo, just because the water buffalo are producing milk and the cows are not. Yeah, we're going to have to do quite a few trips. I really could do with a trailer. We should get the trailer. If I get the small trailer, I could load it up. But yeah, first thing first, let's just put these two into the cows' feed trough. Oh, they haven't even eaten the ones in there, actually. Because I don't want to use hay, because the hay is more expensive for us to make, believe it or not. Just because we have a baler and wrapper, but to do hay we have to rent a tedder as well. And I was really keeping the hay for the TMR mix. So yeah, the cows can have this hay as I've brought it over here. But really, it's silage. I want to be just feeding them silage. Hay and silage are both 80% effectiveness. So these just need to be shuffled across, and then hopefully their trough will be full as well. I did think that is a lot of food they've consumed in a very short period of time. Not really that easy to keep up with them. They are eating it that fast. Kind of crazy. So it looks like they probably will take all of these. Yep. So what's that done? Theirs is almost full, but the water buffalo, theirs is still not full, but it's almost full. So it's good enough. Yeah, it's good enough for us to go and sleep. But goodness me, they eat so much. We need another field for grass. And ideally, we need a silage pit. So there's so many things that we need. But I think, yeah, the next 2 mega purchases will be a bigger tractor and also a new field. We need to start expanding. But welcome to February. They have once again eaten plenty of their food, so they are going to need to be fed again in February. It's these cold nights and everything. They're just really, really hungry. In the sale, we do not, I don't think, have a cultivator. I don't think they're cultivators. Electric conversion, wow. Well, if only we could afford it. But no, nothing really of interest for us at the moment there. Still no buffalo milk bottled up or mozzarella. But we're getting closer. Well, we're not getting much closer for mozzarella, but we are for buffalo milk bottled. Oh yeah, and how much have the buffaloes actually produced? 643. And we've got 3 more pallets over here. We've got another kimchi. So it's all looking quite good. Anyway, we're going to leave this episode here. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Until next time, see you again soon. Bye for now.